You paste any GitHub URL into a text box, and 30 seconds later, you get a live interactive map of the codebase. Every file is a node. Every import is an edge. You can zoom into the messy parts, highlight the blast radius of a file you're about to change, see which modules haven't been touched in 6 months. The entire tool is one HTML file, 2,000 stars in 4 months. No install, no account, no server. The whole thing runs in your browser. It's called CodeFlow, and it's the cleanest piece of developer UX I've seen this year. This is CodeFlow by Braedyn Saunders. 2011 stars, 316 forks, 92 commits on main. Created in December, and it's already one of the most forked single-file projects on GitHub. React 18 and D3 version 7 loaded from a CDN. No package.json, no node modules, no build step. Click open on index.html and you're done. It's the kind of zero configuration tool that feels rare in a world where every new developer tool wants you to install a CLI, authenticate, and sign up for a dashboard. Here's what the one-file tool actually gives you. Interactive dependency graph. Drag, zoom, pin nodes. Blast radius analysis. Pick a file, and it highlights everything that imports it, everything that imports those, all the way down. Security scanner that flags hard-coded secrets, SQL injection, and dangerous eval calls. Pattern detection for singletons, factories, observers, and React hooks, plus anti-patterns. A health grade from A to F that covers dead code, circular dependencies, and coupling. An activity heat map that colors files by commit frequency. Local folder analysis for when you can't or won't hand a GitHub token to a third party. An export to JSON, Markdown, SVG, or plain text. And the blast radius view is where this gets interesting. You click on a file you're about to refactor, and the graph flood fills. Direct importers light up first. Their importers light up next. Test files that touch any of them light up in a different color. Suddenly, a change you thought was isolated turns out to cross 8 modules and 14 tests. This is the kind of insight that code review usually catches 3 days too late. It's the same information your IDE could technically surface, except the IDE never does, because it's too expensive to render at every save. CodeFlow only has to render it once, in a static graph, when you ask. The whole thing is one HTML file. React 18 and D3 version 7 pulled from a CDN. Babel in the browser to handle JSX. GitHub API calls go straight from your browser to GitHub. No proxy, no middleman, no analytics pixel. If you paste a personal access token for a private repo, that token lives in memory for the duration of the tab and then disappears. You can clone the repo, open index.html with a double click, and the app is running. No build, no server, no dependencies to audit. It's the architecture you used to build web apps in 2010, except now it's good enough to replace a 20-person dashboard startup. One thing to flag before you ship this anywhere. As of today, the repo doesn't have a license file. GitHub shows no detected license, which legally means the code is source visible, but all rights reserved. You can read it, you can fork it to experiment, but you can't use it inside a proprietary product, redistribute it, or build it into a commercial tool until the author adds an explicit license. That's not a criticism. Most solo developers forget this step until someone asks. It's just the practical reality. If you love CodeFlow and want to use it at work, open an issue politely asking for an MIT or Apache license. 9 times out of 10, the author is happy to add one. Go to codeflow-5.versal.app, paste any GitHub URL, and you'll have a living architecture map in under a minute. Star the repo at github/BraedynSaunders/codeflow if it saves you an afternoon. Subscribe to Awesome FOSS. We find the projects that actually slap.